Hi, my name is Owen, and I'm going to teach you how to make a light-up name tag with the Othermill. Let's get started. First, let's check our materials. We've got double-sided sticky tape, pliers, solder, a soldering iron, circuit board blanks, tinsnips, a roll of aluminum from a hardware store, glue gun, battery clip, battery, rare earth magnet, 25 ohm resistor, tricolor LED with flashing logic built in, wire snippers, and needle-nose pliers. First, plug in your power and your USB cable, and plug the other end into your computer. Then turn on the power switch. When you first plug in your mill, you'll be prompted to home the machine so it can calibrate itself. Click Start Homing to start this process. As you can see, the image in Other Plan mirrors what's happening with the machine. Once it's finished calibrating, we need to select our material. We're using these copper-clad circuit boards, so go to Setup Material and make sure single-sided FR1L2 is selected. Also make sure that the standard size is selected unless you have a smaller board. Make sure the material origin is at 000 because that's where we're going to put the circuit board on the machine. Next, we're going to import our circuit board. Click Import Files, select the circuit board, and there it is. As you can see, it's a very simple circuit because we're using an LED that has logic built into it. We're going to use a 1/32 inch flat end mill. And set your trace clearance to 0. Next, go to the machine menu and click Unload Material. This will cause the machining bed to come to the front of the machine so you can put something onto it. Next, get your circuit board blank and put 3 strips of double-sided sticky tape on the back. This is a wonderfully easy way of anchoring it to the machining bed so it doesn't move. Place it on the machining bed and line the bottom and left edges up. Press down firmly. Now we're ready to cut our traces, but we'll be prompted to put in the end mill that we'll be using. Click Cut Traces again, and then follow the prompts to remove and insert the new tool. Grab the conveniently located wrenches and use them to loosen the collet. From there you can unscrew it by hand, remove whatever tool is in there, and insert a 1/32 inch flat end mill. Make sure the tool goes about a ½ inch out the other side of the collet. Then screw it back in and use the supplied wrenches to tighten it. Back in Other Plan, click the Show Me button for added help for next steps and click Continue. Now you need to check the tool's height. We can see that it's good, then we click Continue again and we're prompted to locate the tool position. It goes through its process of touching down and then comes back up, having found where the bed is. Then it begins cutting the traces. You can see the progress of the cut in Other Plan. Once it finishes cutting, it will retract the tool. Underneath all that dust, you can see our design. Next, we're going to cut the outline. Click the Cut Outline button, then confirm that you do want to cut it, and away it goes. This is the process of cutting all the through holes as well as around the edge of the board. And it's done. Now we can remove the board from the bed and strip off the extra material. If you've got some rough edges, use a knife to trim them off. And we're done. Now we're going to do the front part of the name tag. Cut out a piece of aluminum and find a sacrificial layer that we'll put under it when we're milling it. I like to use a scrap circuit board. Put double-sided tape on the front of the board, then attach the aluminum and press down firmly. Then flip it over and put tape on the back of the board. Now back in Other Plan, click Import Files and choose the name tag design. Once it loads, select the tools you'll be using and set trace clearance to 0. We're using a 1/64 inch flat end mill for the traces and a 1/16 flat end mill for the outline. Next, go to the machine menu and click Unload Material. Attach your material to the bed and press it down firmly. It should look like this when you're done. Now, since we're milling aluminum on top of a circuit board, we need to go into our material and set a custom thickness. Since the board is 1.6 millimeters, let's put in 2 millimeters to account for the aluminum on top. Now we're ready to cut our traces. Go through tool removal and insertion, check the height, verify the tool location, and begin milling. Once you finish milling the letters, it's time to cut the outline. Click Cut Outline. Go through tool removal and insertion and all of the calibration that goes before cutting, and away we go. Once it finishes, remove the aluminum layer. It's very thin, so be careful not to bend it when you remove it. That looks awesome. Now we're going to bend the edges of the aluminum to make the walls of the name tag. Start by adding a couple pieces of tape to the circuit board just to secure it. Then carefully bend each wall against the edge of the circuit board. You'll have to press really hard to get a good bend. Do this for all 4 sides, and there you go. Use pliers to make the bend more defined. Then use needlenose pliers to bend in the short tabs. Make sure the tabs are bent 90 degrees relative to the wall. Once you've bent all the short tabs, it's time to solder the circuit board. First, put the 24 ohm resistor through the left hole. Then, take the tricolor LED and bend the leads right where they come out. Insert the leads through the holes, making sure the longest one is on the right. Bend the loose resistor wire so it's up near the left LED lead. Solder both leads, making sure the resistor wire is included, then flip the board over. Bend the resistor wire up and around, then stick one battery terminal through the remaining hole and clip off the other one. Bend the edge outwards so it doesn't touch the resistor wire, add some hot glue. Oops, don't forget to clip off those LED leads, then hot glue all around the battery clip. On the front side of the board, solder the battery pin and the resistor. That's our circuit. Let's make sure it works. Stick a battery in and see what happens. There it goes. Isn't that awesome? Now stick the circuit board between the tabs on the faceplate and bend them down firmly. And there it is. Isn't that great? To attach the name tag to your shirt, simply use a powerful magnet which is attracted to the battery. Isn't that the coolest thing? Thanks for watching.